Welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV. With you as your boy Ranger Man. Thank you for clicking on this video. Let's go ahead and take the time to just talk a tiny bit about this fight. That I actually like this fight. I think it has stylistically, it has the potential to be a very, very good fight between a war veteran in Yuriorkis Gamboa and Pitbull Cruz. Now, it's no secret that Yuriorkis Gamboa, once he was a very dominant fighter, a very feared, dominant, and exciting fighter. Chinny at time, or a lot of times really, but nevertheless a very dominant fighter with power in either hand to potentially end your night fairly quick or put a pretty good hurting on you. But it's also true that due to activities outside of the ring, his career has not been at least what none of us expected it to be. I'm pretty sure he had hopes to be even bigger than he was, but sometimes the consequences of our acts hurt the course of our careers. Nevertheless, has never stopped being a very exciting fighter. In fact, lost fights he should have never lost. Took fights he should have never taken. Case in point, he should have never taken the fight versus Terrence Bud Crawford, who was a natural welterweight. And Gamboa, being inactive for over a year, being the smaller fighter, a very small fighter, as a matter of fact, took that fight also with restrictions as far as gloves and styles of hand wrapped against Bud Crawford, and he just took it, I guess, out of desperation. And you all saw the outcome of that fight. Then he went up against most recently went up against Mr. Tank Davis, and you all saw what happened in that fight as well. Now, what's crazy about Gamboa is Gamboa, as exciting as he is, never got the opportunities that he deserved back when he was active and a very potential danger for anybody in the division. Now that he is old, he's getting all the money fights, and you all want to know why? Because the same fighter they used to talk trash about back in the days to simply change your perspective on who he was, is now the very fighter that, because of who he is being used to elevate the up-and-coming talent, which is nothing wrong with that. But it would have been nice for Gamboa to get the good money fights, good opportunities back when he was a very dangerous younger fighter. Anyways, he's going up against Pitbull Cruz, right? We all thought Pitbull Cruz was very, very close to closing the deal with Mr. Ryan Garcia. At least I thought it was like that, but it didn't happen. Apparently, Mr. Pitbull Cruz, now this is just what last I checked. I haven't been digging deep into that news, but last I checked, Mr. Pitbull Cruz became a chihuahua when it comes to accepting that fight. I don't know. If you have more info on that, drop it on the comment section. I'll be glad to read it. If it's good enough, I'll pin it at the top of the comment section. But the fight with Ryan Garcia is not going to happen. I know Ryan Garcia is not innocent. This kid is full of issues. But I really thought that this fight was going to happen. And what I was told was that it was because of Mr. Cruz's side. But at least I'm glad that he's back in the ring, because he gave us a hell of a show against Tank Davis. In fact, a lot of people thought he won. A lot of people thought he'd draw. Some people thought he lost. I personally thought it was a draw or a victory. I have to go back on my scorecard. I know it was I think I had it a draw, but had they gone either way, whatever. But at least now we have in our hands a very, very good fight, or a potential hell of a fight. Stylistically speaking, I can picture these two guys going at it. Now, what's great about this fight is both fighters don't mind exchanging, right? One's older, the other one's younger. Both have pretty decent power. However, Pitbull Cruz has shown to have a better chin than Gamboa. And that is a very dangerous thing for Gamboa, because Pitbull can exchange, take his punches, and give some of his own. Gamboa, being the more chinny fighter, for what we have seen in the past throughout his career, could potentially be in the way of a nice punch and get him out of there. But we will never know until the fight happens. Really. I think personally, if you ask me, and I'm going to be a little biased on this one, although I think Pitbull has the better chance, I still believe Gamboa can put up a game plan to defeat the Pitbull Cruz that we saw that night, simply by suppressing power with the leg movement. You suppress that power with leg movement, and the rest is history. Because I know in the upstairs department, he's pretty decent. He's very decent. Gamboa can throw some hands. Gamboa has very good upper body movement. So he's very, very decent in my opinion. This has a good potential. This has the potential, the potential of being a hell of a fight. I'm personally excited, especially for that whole card that night. That entire card that night It's nothing but Cuban fighters, I think. And I'm glad this is finally happening in the sport of boxing. I don't know what your thoughts are as far as this fight. Who do you think is going to win? Drop it in the comments section. I'll be glad to read it. And once I collect enough, then we will go live as soon as I rack up some time, and we will go deeper into this fight. That's it for now, guys. That's all I got. Raw Boxing TV. Remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and activate the notification bell. I'm out.